Almost all my friends, welcome to my channel. I want to wish everybody a very solemn 9/11. I hope everybody takes this time to help steel their souls and steel their minds for the challenge ahead of us. We are facing a threat. We are facing an organized threat. Allow for me to discuss some of the organization of that threat. I've talked about these encampments. It's similar to this encampment you see on the screen before you. This encampment is in front of the TPI, which is off of Broadway. And so they have this encampment, and then they have the two encampments that I showed in my very first video. These encampments are created by the city of Portland. The city of Portland is working with the nonprofit Join, a Portland-based organization that helps people transition into permanent housing. So Join is one of the is the prominent nonprofit that is working with the city of Portland. So who runs Join? Join, and what is Join? Join stands in solidarity. Centuries of structural racism and the impacts it has had on black people for generations has boiled over into understandable unrest. We stand in solidarity with millions of protesters around the world demanding racial and social justice now. So that's who Join is. Join is obviously a activist organization. Join is an activist organization through and through. It's not a housing organization. It's an activist organization. It's an activist organization before it's a housing organization. It helps people get houses who go along with their activism. The person who is the executive director of Join happens to be, let's see if we can get back there. The person who is the executive director of Join is Katrina Holland. Katrina Holland, you see right in the middle of your screen. Katrina Holland, the executive director of Join. Katrina Holland, the executive director of Join. Finally, last connection. This right here is the Reimagine Oregon Coalition. This Reimagine Oregon Coalition is ran by Callie Thorne-Ladd, as well as many other people. Reimagine Oregon Coalition has a list of demands. These demands decriminalize the offense of fare evasion, banning chokeholds, tear gas, $2.5 million in funding to support task force. So this is Reimagine Oregon. This is Reimagine Oregon. This is Black Lives Matter, Reimagine Oregon activism. You say, how is this connected to Join? How is this connected to Katrina Holland? Well, this Reimagine Oregon was helped along by Katrina Holland herself as the executive director of Join. As soon as she heard about Mr. Floyd's death and the fact that Black Lives Matter message was picking up steam, she is the one that coordinated with groups who've helped build the Reimagine Oregon proposal include Kairos PDX, the Urban League of Portland, the Coalition of Communities of Color, Join, and Stand for Children. So we just saw the Reimagine Oregon demands, and we just saw who Reimagine Oregon is comprised of, and who stands behind it, and who is issuing those demands, and they include the organization of Join. Join is with that activism. Join is also getting money and being responsible for the sheltering of vulnerable street people. These are the most vulnerable. The thing about the most vulnerable is that they scream the softest. You can't hear their screams. The people that are the weakest and most susceptible, it is our responsibility to care for them, not to abuse them and not to take them and delude them. Because this organization Join, it offers housing, but it also offers indoctrination. This organization Join offers indoctrination. It offers those who believe the activism. Let's see what the programs are. They have outreach programs. They have this immersion program. They have some sort of yeah, here it is, this immersion program. And anytime I hear immersion program, I'm like, oh my goodness, I know what that is. So this is what I mean, where it's an activist organization before it's a housing organization. It has these principles that it's pushing before you're allowed to get the things that it's offering. And that's what this gentleman named Eugene, who was at the Queer and Queer Allies camp, he let me know that if you did not go along, you would not get along. Or if you did not get along, you would not go along, either or. The connection between Katrina Holland, between Join, between the housing encampment that I filmed, and the riots that have occurred over the last 100 days here in Portland, Oregon, are absolutely 100% confirmed. I will take it upon myself to make a little bit better edited video of this, but I had to get this information out as quick as possible. I really want everybody who sees this to look up these organizations. Reimagine Oregon, look up Join, and look up the C3PO emergency housing shelter. C3PO emergency housing shelter is ran by Join, and Join is a prominent member of Reimagine Oregon, and Reimagine Oregon is Black Lives Matter here in Portland, Oregon, and they are the ones that are being violent. They're hurting us. They're hurting our city. They're hurting our country. They're hurting our hearts. They're hurting us. We have to do something. We must stand. We must stand. Well, I hope that everybody has a wonderful 9/11. Please take it upon yourself to become a better person today, not a worse person. That's always the goal, right? Take care.